2015, raising just under 27 million rand overnight, the CEO Sleepout became the most successful single philanthropic event in South Africa. The measurement of the event's media and public relations reach by Ornico won 2 Gold AMEC Awards, beating out campaigns featuring Pope Francis, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and UNICEF, a first for the African continent. It ushered in a new wave of social entrepreneurship across the country. In 2016, that wave continued to grow. On the 28th of July, the 2016 Sun International CEO Sleepout found its home on the iconic Nelson Mandela Bridge, a representation of Madiba's dream for an equal, united South Africa. The idea was simple: to get South Africa's current and future business leaders to give up comfort for change and spend one night on the streets, deepening their understanding and growing their empathy for those who need it most. Participants registered with a financial pledge and could increase their monetary goal by being sponsored by their supporters. Among the participants who rose to the challenge were some of South Africa's most notable and formidable C-suite members.
And actually, I think the good thing is an opportunity to reflect really on how the destitute and the underprivileged out there live. And yeah, I mean, it's cold, it's hard being there, but at the same time, actually, there's very good camaraderie.
The C-suite members also had to pay forward the idea of social change onto future generations by nominating an exceptional colleague, outstanding student, and inspirational matric learner with strong leadership qualities to join them on the bridge. Together, they became the 4 leaders for change, sparking an important intergenerational discussion about social issues in South Africa. Spearheaded by South Africa's leading social activist, Yusuf Abramji, the CEO Sleepout also nominated important community members, students and learners to act as brand ambassadors, spreading the message to their communities. These ambassadors included the likes of TV personality Leanne Manis, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, MEC Panyaza Lesufi, and advocate Thuli Madonsela. The event was enabled by the City of Johannesburg and was given protected event status by the Minister of Trade and Industry, which elevated its positioning to that of the 2010 FIFA World Cup. On the night, the 4 leaders for change arrived on the Nelson Mandela Bridge empty-handed, living the CEO Sleepout mantra: to arrive with nothing and leave with nothing. Participants were encouraged to take part in various activations on the night, and in doing so, earn themselves virtual currency on the mobile app that they could exchange for essential items. While the 4 leaders for change braved the cold and wind on the bridge, the call that all #South Africa must rise was being heard across the country. For the first time, the CEO Sleepout event's message formally spread to companies, universities and schools who participated in their own sympathy, student and school sleepouts respectively. While spending a night outdoors, in office parks, on campuses and on school grounds, these agents of change participated in solidarity with those on the bridge and collected valuable items for their chosen beneficiaries in need. As midnight approached on the bridge and temperatures dropped to below 0, the 4 leaders for change took time to sit on the reflection bench and think deeply about the experience, contemplating the challenges faced by the most vulnerable communities in South Africa, the homeless, and what we can do to help.
We are in a very busy world, and we do not have that much time to reflect on things. because we run from appointment to appointment, from event to event. We travel quite a bit. So I think this night to reflect on certain things, I think that can change a mindset. And I think it's a strong signal also that people actually speak about challenges, speak about problems. So yeah, I think it can make a difference.
It would be a lot easier for, I guess, people to put money in a bank account and stay in their bed at home. But people take the effort, you know, you'll never ever feel what homeless people feel like. And I don't believe this is about that, because you can never experience that. But I think just the effort that people come out here, they do it, they experience it, they enjoy it. I think it's one up for CEOs and everyone else who's here tonight.
It's important. In South Africa, we've got a lot of issues to deal with as a society, and I think we need to make a much bigger contribution than we're making.
What events like this do is to continue to build a social consciousness which reflects human solidarity, human empathy, the spirit of sharing, in order that all of society can be better off.
This activity specifically for me is very important because it brings together corporate South Africa, but really it gets corporate South Africa to rise up behind the challenge. And I think that's extremely important. I think we need more of that, because I think really what happens is South Africa needs, and corporate South Africa needs, a challenge to rise up to.
Early the next morning, over 1,000 members of the local homeless community were invited onto the bridge in collaboration with the Gift of the Givers to help themselves to the multitude of recycled items from the event, from sleeping bags to blankets and more. As a vital means to eradicating homelessness in the future, education was at the forefront of the 2016 CEO Sleepout. The financial pledges managed by the CEO Sleepout Trust were allocated to the three beneficiaries: the Asher Trust, Columba Leadership, and the Steve Biko Foundation. One thing is clear: while participants certainly could never fully grasp the reality of homeless life, they'd gained a little more understanding and a lot more empathy for those in need. And perhaps that's just enough to spark a commitment to change within their hearts. The CEO Sleepout is the most successful single philanthropic event in South Africa. Here's why. Thank you to all the agents of change, our champions who rose to the challenge. South Africa salutes you.